Hey guys, welcome back to Mama Duvet. I'm Shelby and I make videos all about motherhood. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I have two kids. One is almost 3 years old and the other one is about to be 6 months old, meaning she's about to really dive into the world of food. And in today's video, I just wanted to share what we are doing with baby led weaning, where we are with it already, because we've kind of already started, even though she's not quite 6 months old. But I did want to come on here and talk to you all about what we're planning on doing as far as feeding her solids. We basically are doing baby led weaning. It's what I did with Lucas. It's what I'm most comfortable with, but we are kind of bending some of the rules this time around. I'm a second-time mom now, and I'm just kind of doing more of what I think makes sense. So I'll be sharing all of that with you in today's video. Before we actually get into the video that I have for you today, I'm just going to first off tell you that I filmed this video yesterday, and when I started it, I had something in my mouth. I think it was toothpaste, and I didn't notice it until I was like far into the video. So I'm going to just kind of re-intro the video. We're gonna skip that part of the day because I want to put out better content. So I'm just going to kind of fill you in on what has gone on in the morning, and we will start with that footage when I am preparing breakfast. So what I'm actually not showing you is just me telling you what we normally do. So Charlie is starting off with baby led weaning a little bit early. They do tell you to wait until 6 months to start that process. However, Charlie is sitting up on her own for the most part. Sometimes she will topple over, so she is kind of assisted at the moment, but she's doing really good holding herself up. And we actually started giving her baby oatmeal probably around 5 months and a couple of weeks old. So we started off with baby oatmeal and I was just spoon feeding her. So with baby led weaning, you actually don't do any spoon feeding. If anything, you put a spoon in their hand. So I'm just kind of doing things a little bit different this time around, and I am okay with spoon feeding. However, I will eventually be putting that spoon in her hand so that she can learn to spoon feed as well. So I'm just going to do it my way, and I'm going to explain that way to you. If you're interested in baby led weaning, I am not an expert. I'm just sharing the parts of baby led weaning with you that I like to use. So go and do your own research on baby led weaning, on knowing if your baby is choking and how to help them and all of those kinds of things. Those are things that you should probably know about when you start introducing solids. So yes, we started with baby oatmeal, and then after a couple of weeks of me holding her at the table and feeding her baby oatmeal and her seeing us eat food and desperately wanting something else, I ended up handing her a piece of broccoli, and that girl chowed down. She just started nomming on the top of that steamed broccoli, and she did really good with it. So I kind of continued to let her have broccoli. And then I introduced a few other things. So I actually have a list of the things that she's tried so far. I'm trying not to introduce too many things before she's 6 months old, so I'm trying to pace it a little bit. But I have made a list of foods that I plan on introducing to her, and I'll just continue to add to this list. My goal is to do 100 foods by the time she's 1 year old, just so that she has variety and she's introduced to all of that stuff. But this is my list. So these are the things that she has actually tried. And then, these are all the things I'm eventually going to introduce her to, plus more. So ultimately, when she does turn 6 months old, the plan is to introduce a new food every single day. However, I will be introducing foods that are a higher risk of her having an allergy just one time a week. And when I do that, I won't introduce another new food for 2 more days. So I'll just feed her whatever she's already had, plus that allergy food 2 or 3 times before I introduce another food again. So that way you can kind of keep track of what she's eating and how she's reacting to that. That is the plan. That way she gets a lot of variety in her diet. And I've done this before, so I know how to serve it and cook it and all that stuff. Although you can always quickly, and I probably will when I need to, I'll just do a quick Google search on how to cut it properly for baby led weaning. And yeah, so at this point, I'm going to jump back into the footage from yesterday. Yes, there's still a little bit of toothpaste on my mouth, but it is what it is. And I'll probably say some of the things I just told you a little bit throughout the video, but I just wanted to show you the process of her eating food and what that looks like, because she is only right at 6 months old, and this is what baby led weaning looks like. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you go. And if you're new here and you enjoy my content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would love it if you joined my community. So I failed, the TV is on, but I made it an hour into the morning without it. But sometimes, my phone is in my shirt, sorry. Sometimes you just have to turn the TV on so that you can get something done. So I have Charlie's plate ready to go. She is just getting banana and pancakes, and yes, I hear her fussing. Lucas is getting pancakes and cheese eggs. And I'm working on finishing those cheese eggs because I'm gonna have some cheese eggs as well, and some oatmeal. So I will see you at the table. Something to be afraid of, because that is you. The shadow is just you. So one of the things I love about baby led weaning is I can sit down and eat my breakfast and she's still eating because she's feeding herself. So what we do is we follow the baby led weaning, how to cut things basically, and at her age you want everything to be cut kind of like the size of your finger. So finger size, so that they can grab it and suck on it, learn how to chew on things. And then this is another little way to cut a banana. When you do baby led weaning, it gives them a little handle. I always wash the bananas because, ew, that way she can just chew on it. And she's doing so good with it. So also for now, she's only eating twice a day. So I give her food with breakfast and then later with dinner. Occasionally I would probably let her have something for lunch, but it's just not something that I'm like thinking out. I also always nurse her before I feed her, so I make sure that the last nursing session was within an hour of feeding her solids so that she's still getting all the nutrition she needs from milk. So anyway, she's doing really good with it. I'm gonna let you watch her eat if you want to. If not, the next time you see me, it'll be about dinner time. So what'd you think of that? Was that meal a 10 out of 10? So I just thought I'd come back on here and share some things that helped me with baby led weaning. First of all, I don't think that baby led weaning is for everybody. I think it works well for babies that don't have a major gag reflex. Personally, if my child was gagging all the time on their food to the point of throwing up or anything like that, I would not be doing baby led weaning. However, since that's not the case, baby led weaning really works for us. I think I mentioned it earlier, but it's really nice to be able to sit down at the table and to set some things on your baby's tray that they can just pick up on their own and feed themselves. Also, baby led weaning is one of those things that have lots of particular rules that you're supposed to follow exactly, and that's for a lot of people. Good for them, right? I was that person with my first. I wanted to follow all the rules, and I did. This time around, I am breaking the rule that says that you aren't supposed to spoon feed your baby. This time around, I'm just doing the spoon feeding myself. And I think at some point I will eventually hand the spoon over, but for now, I think she's messy enough. So I'm just not going to do that. Also, the way that I like to do it is I like to have a plate of food, but I don't give the plate of food to the baby. They do make like suction bowls and plates and things like that so that the baby can get used to having a plate that they can't knock off. I just prefer to put the food on their tray. So I just do like 1 piece or 2 pieces at a time. That way if they go like this and the food falls, it's not their entire plate of food. Another thing that's super helpful is having a dog. I forgot how great it is to have a dog if you're doing baby led weaning, because they pick up all of the little pieces that fall on the floor. And normally we have gotten used to telling the dog to leave during dinner time, but now that Charlie is dropping all this food, it's just really convenient to have a little vacuum, basically cleaning up all the food that falls on the floor. One other thing that I kind of glazed over earlier is to keep the pressure away when you're giving your child food. I still do this with my almost 3-year-old. I do my very best not to force him to eat anything on his plate. I do encourage him to take a bite, to try it. I've even said, you know, if you just kiss it. I heard that somewhere, that kissing it can sometimes just get the smell close to their face and everything, and sometimes that has worked for Lucas. So I do encourage him to eat or try food on his plate, but I do not force him to, and I do my best not to have any punishments when he doesn't finish his plate. I want him to grow up and have a healthy relationship with food. I don't want him to feel like he has to always eat everything on his plate. I think it's okay that everybody has different palates and all of that. So what I do notice is when I offer the exact same food over and over again, he's less likely to try food that is new to him. So one of the things that I like to do is to just switch it up constantly. I try to cut his sandwiches differently almost every time. I don't take the crust off of them, but sometimes he doesn't eat the crust, but that's just because he leaves it behind. Just little things like that I try to do so that I'm not creating a picky eater. So anyway, we are just getting started. I may end up having another baby led weaning video for you guys before our baby led weaning journey is over. But I just thought that I would come on here and kind of share some of the things that I learned the first time around and what we're doing this time around. So that is all for now. I will catch you back on here when it is time for dinner tonight, because Charlie will be eating I think for dinner tonight, I'm going to feed her avocado, broccoli, and maybe some oatmeal. I'm not really sure. We'll just see what I am cooking and what she already has had that we have still in the kitchen. Hey guys, so it's dinner time, and this is Charlie's dinner. She's having broccoli, pancake, and avocado again. So I'm just going to let you see her eat dinner because we already talked about everything and I have company. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.